there, folks. In this video, we're going to be talking about how I made 75K last month trading the Strat or elements of the Strat. And this is what I'm referring to right here, as you can see. And the same, you see, like last week. And that's one that's 1 week, folks. $67,260 last week. And in this video, I'm going to show you what I do, how I operate. I'm going to start with futures, and then I'll go into like some Forex examples, some like actual examples that I have personally taken with Forex last week. But I want to start here, okay? Because I do approach it a little bit differently. So I want to start with this example on NASDAQ from the first that I have plugged in the mentorship chat. And if you do want to be a part of that mentorship come 2026, there's going to be a link to the wait list in the comments below if you want to be a part of this. So this is where I plugged it real time, no hindsight. NASDAQ drawn to those highs, fell 2 into 945. Third candle draw above 2. So we're going to get into this. Okay, so here's my failed 2 scenario. And what is a failed 2? So you see how price came down here and it took out this low. And you notice how that failed to displace to that low right there. It took care of it. But you notice how it was like it wicked through it. It was super wicky. It couldn't get a strong close beneath it. That makes this a failed 2. Okay. And what that indicates to us is a upcoming reversal potentially. And the more liquidity that you have, of course, the better. Because not only did we have that low there, but I even had this down here. The more liquidity that you got, the better. So that closes into 945. Because give the stuff time to play out, folks. Like whether it be 15 minutes, an hour. Because those are my focus points with futures, is 9:45, 10. I always wait for these candle closures, okay? And you're going to do yourself a lot of good by doing that. Quit trying to, this is like if you are currently struggling to find consistency, quit trying to rush it at 9:30 bell. Just don't do it. I'm not saying it can't be done, but it's easier if you were to just wait for like the first 15 minutes, the hour, and then apply the signatures that I'm telling you here, that I'm teaching you here. It's going to do so much for you, okay? So how do you trade this? How do you trade a failed 2? Well, so we've already concluded, okay, we let it close, all right? You're letting the open and bell play out. You have the liquidity taken right there. So that indicates a upcoming reversal. And then you see high day. Of course, it's right there. That's a big liquidity pull, and that makes that a good PT. So, as soon as that candle closes into 945, you could be looking to position yourself here. Now, when I say that, I know immediately what's going through somebody's head is like, oh, but hold up, don't I need like a displacement? You can wait for that if you want, but the thing about it, it doesn't necessarily need it in this case because the structure is already bullish on that 5-minute chart. And the thing is, you come down, it has this fuel. Like, look, you're coming off low of day. You're cut off this 15-minute sell side. I want you to think of liquidity as like fuel for price. So when you see that candle fail to displace like you do into 945, like you've done the work, you got your bias established, which I taught you how to do that, right? You've done the work, you got your bias established, and you understand that, okay, 945 has failed to displace. It's collected fuel, liquidity, low of day right there, and 945 fails to displace, and that tells you that is being respected. It's telling you that is about to be an upcoming reversal. So in regards to getting in, you could literally just hop in at 945, run out the highs in this scenario. Put the 1-to-1 on it. That might look crazy to some, but that's what I actually recommend though, because it allows for imperfection, right? So it can dig a little bit deeper if it wants. Now, if you're one of those individuals that just must have a big risk reward, I'm not saying that, or a bigger risk reward, I'm not saying that that's out of the question, because you can do it like that. I'm just telling you what works for me, okay? But yeah, like as soon as that happens, you get that close, you could hop in, get a 2-to-1 on it and do it like that. Or if you want to do it more my style and allow for that imperfection, then 1-to-1, right? But it is true though that like whenever that fell to displace, it doesn't, and it has all the liquidity, it doesn't really have that much of an incentive to come down here again, because that's what it's telling you. It's telling you, hey, we don't want to move past this point, so you could position yourself right there, risk the low, and then run it up into that. But it's up to you how you want to approach that scenario. You see this right here? I had another scenario, time stamped, real time, no hindsight. Failed to, about to occur into 10:45. Look for that next leg up. Came into the discount, Also, higher time frame 3 on the 4 hour and 1 hour. So I'm going to talk about what the 3 is and how you can use that with the failed 2 to get an extremely high probability scenario. Okay. So we talked about the failed 2. What's a 3 candle? A 3 candle is indicating to you that a continuation is right around the corner. So you see how that came down right there and it took out that low, but it also took out the high and it had like this big strong close in here. So it's like, think of like it ate that candle and engulfed that candle, engulfing candle. It took out that low, it took out the high, and it closed like that in the 10. That's the big thing here. Remember, what we're waiting on the close here. So when I see that thing close like that in the 10, also go to your 4-hour look, because I just told you had the same thing on the 4-hour, right? So I have this thing coming off this sell side here. Takes out that high there, strong close there. I have a 1 hour, but also I have a 4-hour 3, which, so it's indicating to me on these higher time frames that a continuation is likely to occur here. So another really good combination here, because we're talking about combinations here with the strat. Whenever you have that higher time frame 3, and then you get like a failed 2 that's in conjunction with the higher time frame 3, it's a really clean deal. So we did the work. We know we have our higher time frame 3, and then we have our failed 2 a little bit later, where, because we talked about this live on stream, I was telling my mentees that you want to be looking for the fake shift, because these fake shifts, they happen like just about every single day. Like, I mean, yeah, literally every single day you get these fake shift scenarios. And when I say fake shift, what I'm talking about is that failed 2 scenario. Because if you go down to the lower time frame, what are you going to see in there? Whenever it's breaking down like that in this area, if you were to go down to like the, for example, the 1-minute chart or the 5-minute chart, you know, it's looking like, hey, we have a potential shift right here, but you don't. You don't, because we did the work and we understand that the 4-hour and the 1 hour, we have a 3 candle. And that 3 candle tells us that it wants that continuation. Okay. But here's the thing about now that you want to pay very close attention here, because I'm about to give you a gem. All right. Because then it really comes back to timing, right? Because the timing aspect is where folks are going to fail. Because if you're just going in and you're just trying to take any old little pattern, that's not the way to approach this stuff. Because you know that the 3 is on the 4-hour and the 1 hour. It's indicating that continuation, right? But is it ready quite yet? This is where you can utilize your dealing range. So you see how we have this low right here to that high? That's a 15-minute dealing range. That came down into a discount within that dealing range. You see that right there? But remember, I have a 4-hour 3. I have a 1 hour 3. But now at this point, it's had a chance to breathe and we got a failed 2. So here's how we combine this. The higher time frame, but those candles tell me it wants to push up higher. And now I utilize the dealing range. It has the discount, and I have a failed 2 off the discount. That was the thought process that went into this. Okay, because you could have a 3 on the 4-hour and the 1 hour, but of course, just because you have that 3 doesn't mean it's going to come up immediately and ramp up, right? Because it has this liquidity up here that it's coming off of. It's making a new high of day. But then by doing this, by waiting for that pullback, by waiting for that failed 2 in conjunction with that, that is a combination that you can use that repeats week in, week out. Don't take my word for it. Just go look and you'll see it. That repeats, that you can clean up with, okay? And if you want to see more examples of that combo, just leave a comment below. Leave a comment below 3-2 combo. Just say 3-2 combo or 3-2 or whatever. Just so I know if there's a demand for, like, if you guys want to see that combo a little bit more, just comment that below, okay? And make sure you leave a like on the video, right? Push that thing in the algo for, you know, so folks can actually get good information, right? But as I was saying, we got that thing coming off the discount, and now I got the failed 2. So look, what's the failed 2 again? It took out that low, and you see how it failed to displace? You see that right there? It failed to displace. Now, when it comes to, because I was just talking about a second ago in the previous example about how you don't necessarily need to wait for that 1-minute displacement, and you'll see that a lot more at the bell, like closer to the bell. Once you start getting after, like after 10 o'clock, this scenario, like it's in your best interest to wait for that 1 minute. So let me make that very clear. When you get like after 10 o'clock, what I've noticed is it's best to wait for that 1 minute displacement. But there are many cases where you can get away with it without waiting for that 1 minute displacement before 10, when it's like closer to the bell. Even like not like Obviously that would be the 945 candle in that case. Okay. So that fills the displace. And this is what I'm talking about when I say fake shift. See that 5 minute? See that see that little push lower right there in the 5 minute? There was a lot of folks looking at that on Monday, thinking that that was a shift in the 5 minute because you had your short term low, right? Right there. You had that strong close, right? But we understand because we did the work on the higher time frame, the 4-hour 3, the 1-hour 3, telling us that this is going to be a continuation. I have the discount and I have a failed 2 off a discount. See where I'm getting at with this? So I already understand that this thing, it wants higher prices. And then I combine that, see, oh, this is a fake shift. The final piece here with this 3-2 combo is there's your fair value gap. And then there's your strong close above the short-term high. It pulls back for you. And then, of course, 1-to-1, run out the high up above. That would be your PT. Or that's how I would approach it, right, with the PT. I'm not saying you can't play around with it. Maybe trail it a bit if you want to. Trail your position. That's up to you, all right? But that's how you would approach that. So you have your higher time frame 3, and then you have a failed 2 off the discount within that. If you, again, want more examples that I play, folks, please leave a comment below. Let me know. Give me that feedback, right? Because no comments, no feedback, that tells me that nobody's interested, okay? And that's some setups that we had right there on NASDAQ from Monday. And after this, I'll go into I'll go into Forex after this one right here. Because I want to dig into like some of my stuff from last week that I had. Because y'all know I had a really good week last week. As I just showed you at the beginning of the video. And I want to go over some of the stuff, right? How I use that with Forex specifically, right? But let's go over this example. So you can see I had this ES. ES drawn to the highs, failed to, daily draw still intact. So see this right here? This is what I'm talking about when I say that failed to. See how that came down? It was making a new low right here. See how it took out that candle low? And what it did was it came down to the discount within that range. So it's coming off all that sell side, right? I got the discount, I got the displacement, and then you see how it has that continuation. Same process. You see how simple that is too? There's just so little moving parts to it. That collects liquidity right there. And it tells you, hey, we don't want to move lower past that point. So it fails to displace. That's a failed 2. Off the discount, it reaches for the opposing buy set up above, high day that is, right? Let's pivot to Forex. I'm going to talk about UJ. I had a failed 2 scenario on Friday on this that I want to talk about. Or not on Friday. I have a failed 2 scenario from Thursday that I want to talk about on UJ. See this right here? Time stamped, no hindsight, right? 15-minute bullish market structure shift right here. Confirm UJ. 1-to-1 allows for it to tag the low and you could still stay in it. Or if you want a bit bigger risk reward, then you could risk that low. That is still valid if you want to do it like that. And then you can look for the leg up, okay? So you see how that took out that low right there? That failed to displace through that and through this. So it has collected liquidity and it's respecting that liquidity, okay? So that's our failed 2. So now my focus is that candle high right there. This is how I do Forex, the same way. I have that right there as my low hanging objective target, the high of the failed 2. This collects liquidity here and here. And then what you're going to do is you're going to go in and then look for your 15-minute bullish shift. On my shift, I need to see a fair value gap. I got that right there. And I got a strong close above the short-term high right up in there. Also with my 15-minute shift, I don't want to see any 1-hour buy side taken. When I say buy side, I mean a swing high. There's no swing high taken. So that's valid. So remember that closed at 9. That candle closed at 9 o'clock. So like right there. So as soon as that happens to 9, you know you have a failed 2 scenario. So you know that right there is going to be your draw. And then you can enter off the discount. Or there's a couple different ways you could do it, as I just mentioned. You can wait for a deeper pullback, risk that low, target that high if you want bigger risk reward. Or you could do the 1-to-1 like I was saying. Boom. But you see, there comes off the discount. It took it a minute to do it, but you could see a little bit later, it did end up coming up and it did handle it. And it never did take out that low down there because it didn't really have any incentive to, remember? Because that's what it's telling you. It's telling you, hey, we don't want to take care of that. The failed 2 saying, hey, we don't want to exceed that low. So then that makes that a good point where you could risk. And then the high of the failed 2 doesn't mean you can't exceed it. Because I know a lot of folks that trade the strat, what they'll do is they'll play the breakout on the failed 2 high. And there's nothing wrong with that because context matters, right? Some of these plays, they have legs to push up more. But I just like that, as y'all hear me say it, I like those base hits, those low-hanging objective targets. And that's a low-hanging objective target. And that's how I approach that scenario every single time on the 15-minute. And that's what I always recommend. If you want something like a little bit easier, a little bit simpler, that 15-minute, like you can't really get any more straightforward than that. And you could apply the same logic to the daily, the 1 hour, right? It's if you're trading Forex, I mean, I can't make it any simpler. Higher time frame candle fails to displace. Look for a 15-minute fair value gap. Look for a strong close. Look for your pullback. Run out the high. That's simple. And the more liquidity that you got to handle it, like in this case, for example, you did have a pretty decent level in there, right? With this, the more liquidity you got to frame it, the better. So if you want to take it up a notch, if you want to bump it up a notch in regards to your win rate, you can add in like use the forward candle low, but also what you can do is you could like say add a rule that says I need to see a 4-hour swing low taken as well, and I need to see that 4-hour swing low respected too. So you see how that took out that low there, and it took out that low right there, and it respected both of those levels. If you want to bump up the win rate more, you could do that, and you could add in that in there as well with this. And that's going to give you, that's going to really bump up that win rate for you. And this is what I'm talking about when I talk about like the daily, because I just told you a second ago that you can do that same signature. See this right here, the CADCHF. I'm indicating that it wants to ramp up and take out those highs in there. You see that? See that right there? 1 hour shift. So very similar process here, folks. You see all of that right there? That candle came down, took out that low. That's a fail too, because it took out the previous candle low and it failed to displace. It's a fail too. This is the high of that failed to on the daily. Now, this was a 1 hour shift, as I just mentioned. With the 15-minute shift, the previous example, if you were listening, I said you don't want to see 1 hour buy side taken, right? With a 1 hour shift, I don't want to see 4-hour buy side taken, so a swing point. So you see how this thing came up after taking out that sell side, it pushed up here, and what it did was it created that liquidity for you. But it didn't take out any higher time frame buy side prior. You see that? It creates higher time frame buy side and then it pulls back. And where my cursor's moving, this is where I had that 1 hour shift set up. Because you notice how I have a fail 2 on the daily. I don't have any higher time frame buy side taken, and I have a 1 hour shift. So with a 1 hour shift, you don't want to see higher time frame buy side taken. You want to see the fail 2 on the higher time frame. And then in this scenario, because I know the daily is up here, and this is where some folks are to get confused. They'll see like, oh, do I target this? You can if you want a little bit of a bigger winner on it. But how I do this scenario is that right there would be my target. Right there. Because that's the 4 hour higher time frame buy side, but it's also the high of the impulse move. So that's the way you can go about doing it. And again, folks, if you want more examples of this stuff in play, let me know below. And I'll keep making some more vids on the Strat and different combos that you can use with this stuff. Leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and I will catch y'all later.